Title: Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind. Presented by Outreach Programs, the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. The CSDB logo is displayed with the tagline, Learning, Thriving, Leading. Our presenter, Ryan, is standing in front of a historic fireplace mantle in the CSDB Administration Building. Title: Ryan, Part 1.
My name is Ryan Odeland. This is my sign name. I'm deafblind, and I have what's called Usher syndrome. And I'm 34 years old. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about my vision loss and my hearing loss. I have Usher syndrome, type 1. And that means that I was born deaf, and my vision became progressively worse and worse. When I was young, I could see very well. I had a normal visual field, and it didn't limit me at all. By the time I was 15, I became legally blind, which meant that my visual field was less than 20 degrees. Currently, my visual field is approximately 5 degrees, with some islands of vision in my periphery.
Title: Assistive Technology.
My preferred mode of access to literacy for information are electronic books and magazine, ebooks, on my phone or iPad or computer. Reading on these devices allows me to enlarge the text, make the words bigger, and reverse the background and text contrast. It's easier for my eyes to read this way. Growing up, I had no trouble accessing traditional print. I didn't need any assistive technologies. But as I got older, I found that I was unable to read on traditional paper with pencil. And so I had to use a dark marker. And at that time, I decided to just go ahead and make the transition to electronic reading all the way.
Three images are displayed on screen. Title: Video Magnifier CCTV. A user manipulates a print document under a desktop video magnifier, adjusting the color of the background and the size and font color of the print displayed on the monitor. Title: Braille. A user glides her fingers across a line of Braille in a textbook. Title: Screen Magnification Software. Magnification and screen reading software is being demonstrated on a laptop computer. The displayed print is magnified, making the computer display easier to see and reducing the user's eye strain.
Some of the adaptive equipment that I use include Zoom Text. It's a software on my computer that allows me to enlarge the text and change the background. I can use this on a PC or a Mac. It's built into the accessibility software, and it allows me to reverse the background in text and zoom. For hard copy materials, books and papers, I use CCTV, or closed circuit TV, which has a screen and a magnifier. I place the materials under the magnifier. It allows me to change the colors and enlarge the material. I used to only need to invert the text and background colors, but now I'm starting to utilize the zoom feature more and more, because as my acuity becomes worse and worse, I require more support for me to be able to access text. And now I'm learning how to use Braille that's connected to my computer or my phone or my iPad via Bluetooth. So I'm in the process of making the transition to Braille.
Title: Growing Up and Family Support.
Growing up, my parents were involved with a support group for parents around the state of Minnesota. This group helped my parents find resources that aided in the development of the skills I needed to access the community, such as orientation and mobility, O&M, cane training, how to get around when it was dark outside. I started Braille training when I was in 4th grade. I started learning Braille, and now I'm actually on my 4th time training again because I keep forgetting. Now I'm starting to move towards reading Braille through the computer. Going back to my parents, they received support through different outreach groups, parent groups in the area. And there was one family whose parents were deafblind, and the children were deafblind as well. It was hereditary. And through meeting all these people and learning from them, really helped me as I was growing up get through some of the accessibility challenges I faced and overcome some of the difficulties.
Title: Employment.
My official job title is Regional Representative for the Helen Keller National Center. This is a national agency that receives funding from the federal government to support individuals who are deafblind, from youth to adults, and families of deafblind individuals. Sometimes a person doesn't even know where to start, and so after some discussion and some assessment to determine their needs, I help them understand where to start and what steps they need to take to improve their quality of life. I work with ages 14 and up, really all the way to the end of life. I don't work with birth to age 21. That's the responsibility of a different program. I'm focused on those transition ages and up. The purpose of my job is to help individuals gain employment and access community resources.
Title: For more information, contact Ryan P. Odland, M.A., Regional Representative, Rocky Mountain Region, Colorado, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, and Wyoming, Helen Keller National Center. Email: ryan.odland@hknc.org. Website: www.hknc.org. Title: Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind. Videography: Sean Levier, Deb Branch. Audio description: Jim Olson. Narration: Corey McCormick. Editing assistance: Diane Covington. Captioning: Bonnie Atmar. Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind has been a production of the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, 33 North Institute Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80903. Telephone: 719-578-2100. Website: www.csdb.org.